Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that is pretty serious and something that you may encounter, especially depending on the community that your school is located in, and that is dealing in the school with community violence. Let me talk about how it is my first year as a school psychologist. And one of the schools that I have, the elementary school that I have, isn't in the best neighborhood. And there has been at least 2 instances of trauma and community violence that I had to deal with. And the second one that happened, I really didn't know how to, but I did my best and I used this resource. So let me tell you a little bit about the first one. So basically there was a shooting outside their home and the people who were shot ran into their home, and then I had to meet with the kids the next day and, see how they're doing. And what I did for that situation was I wanted them to talk about whatever they felt comfortable talking with, because in my office, I try to make it a safe place. That's also why I try to make it look cozy with decorations, and I have games because they're small, and it's not that I'm trying to distract them and make them ignore what's happening, but I want them to know that their emotions are valid and that this is a safe place and that they can come to me and talk about how they're feeling, and then we're going to do something to help them feel a little better. Obviously, I can't get rid of whatever they went through, but if I can just make their day a little better and make them want to go to school, make them want to learn, make them feel safe, that's what I do. So that's exactly what I did. I took the kids and I have Candyland. So we were playing Candyland. I let them express whatever they wanted to. And at first, like the first day, they were shaken up, of course. And then I still meet with them even till this day. At least once a week I try to, if not every other week. And every time I meet with them now, they seem so happy and are excited to come to my office. And the more I meet with them, the more they open up about just life in general. So it's usually always good. Every once in a while, they might tell me something that it's like, oh, I'm worried about this. And then, I help settle the worry. So that's one situation that I had. Another situation that I had was recent. And 2 kids were killed. So the kids, they didn't go to the schools that I work at currently. One of them used to. So some of the people that worked there knew the students. ASP resource came in. So I went into the school, even though that day I was supposed to be at the other school, just so that I can be someone to support the students and teachers, anyone that needed support. And I actually did have one student come down to me because they knew the person that was killed, or their sibling knew the person that was killed. So I let the student talk about it and open up to me. And again, we played the games and I helped them through it by basically using what was in the NASP resource. So let me grab my laptop really quick and I'll go through the steps with you. And again, I'll link it down below as well. All right, so I have my laptop down here. So if you see me looking down. So the first thing is reassure children that they are safe. And that's what I did. I was like, I hope that you know that regardless of what happens outside, we're gonna do our best to make it a safe place here. What makes you feel safe? Like, what can we help you with? And also for the students to know that we're going to do everything we can to make this a safe place, because we want you to come in. We want you to feel comfortable. We want you here. The next is make time to talk, which is what I did. I made myself available and was there, told the student, like, if you need to talk any of the other days, let me know. I'm here. And I even still meet with the student now just to check in, and for other reasons too, to make sure that the kid is okay. Also on this resource, it says to keep your explanations developmentally appropriate, which I was trying to do since I was in an elementary school, but it breaks it down here from early elementary, upper elementary, middle school, early, late, and high school. Review safety procedures. So that I did not do. I didn't feel like I needed to with the student since that was not the student's concern, and the student did say that they feel safe in school, so I didn't feel the need to do that, but that's another step that's on here. Also, observe the child's emotional state. So it's basically talking about how kids can express themselves differently. They might do it verbally, they might not, they might show it in different ways. So it's important to keep an eye on that and know what stresses them out and how you can monitor their stress levels and how there are warning signs for it. So that's something to keep in mind. It also says limit television viewing of these events. For the school, you just want to limit any false information. So you don't want to keep talking about it. You're not trying to not talk about it. It's because it happened, it's affecting the students, but you don't want it to be their main focus when they're there, and you don't want false information to come out because that can cause children to have anxiety, and you just don't want that. Another important thing it said was to maintain a normal routine, which I thought was important. So it was good that the students were coming into school and doing what they usually do, because if you change the routine, that can lead to even more, anxiety and stress. Not saying that they're not going to be stressed out and have anxiety, but if you do change their routine a lot, they're worrying about adjusting to that and also adjusting to what had just happened. So I am going to put down the link to this, and what I did was I didn't even look at this when I had met with the student. I just did most of the steps. When the student left, I sent this to the principal, the assistant principal, and I think the counselor, because this is for talking to children about violence, tips for parents and teachers, but we can also use it. I felt like it applied, but it would also be good, for them to send that to the parents and for the teachers to know how to deal with this in the classroom if it happens. So I hope that this helped. And again, every school and environment is different, but I felt like this was important to share, especially if you're just starting and maybe you never dealt with this before. Like, I hadn't dealt with this before, but then I'm here to help students. And I already knew that there's community violence happening a little after I had started, but it's good to know how to help the students, because we have to remember we're helping them in the school, but outside of school also affects them. And this includes like how safe do they feel at home, what's happening outside their home, and to people that they know, love, and care about, and do they feel safe. So I felt like this was a good thing to talk about because violence does happen, and these kids, everyone has a different life. Everyone goes through different things. And sometimes, for example, if a kid's acting out in school, why are they acting out? It could be related to violence that they see at home. How are we going to deal with that? Because we want them to be successful and feel safe and happy as much as we can in the school. So I hope that this was helpful. And if you do encounter this, depending on the school, you might encounter it more than others. This may help. And if you have any other ideas for other ways to deal with violence in the community, please share, because I would love to know, other people would love to know, and it would just be great to have a space of a whole bunch of information. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.